I didn't think that there could be any worse parents than Ghost and Tasha St. Patrick, but here we are. Karmelo Anthony's parents' appearance on the Breakfast Club. We're going to talk about why this was such a bad move and why it showcases them as being some of the most garbage parents. This is playing out in real time to be one of the biggest mind fucks. I tend to believe that those who are coming at content creators who are telling the truth about what happened, who are not blaming the jury, blaming this, blaming everybody except for Karmelo Anthony for his actions. There's no way with all this evidence that any of these lies they want you to believe are true. And notice the Mr. Anthony and Miss Hayes, and I'm not picking on them for having different last names, but one of the things that they threw out at Jeff Metcalf was that him and his wife are divorced. Okay, we get that. Divorces happen. Okay, I've been down that road. However, if this is such a loving family, they don't even share the same last name. And that would explain Drew Anthony's awkward body language towards her. If you look at the initial press conference, he just real distant with her. He's real distant. He's not loving arms around, consoling her as if he really cared, and that makes me speculate that this is just a show for the cameras. This is a show. Check out the shirts they have on. The shirts have hashtag believe Karmelo. Look at the shirts again, because the shirts say be live, be live. They're gonna lie a lot. They're gonna lie. Be live, Karmelo. Okay, the lies.
We're in a nightmare. Doesn't feel real. We've been up all night crying, praying.
Here go the daddy with the glasses, okay? The big ass glasses. Don't believe anybody that wear these big ass frame glasses because they want you to feel as though they have something important to say, but they are saying a lot of nothing, okay? So that's the second red flag. Aside from the t-shirts, you now have these big ass glasses, okay? And if anything, I would put on a shirt in support of Austin because ain't no way you would catch me in the Be Lie shirt.
Just waiting for him to give us a call as soon as possible.
So you haven't heard from him just yet?
We heard from him yesterday. He has actually suffered from seizures, so we actually have to bring his medicine to the courthouse. So we're waiting for him to give us instruction to get there.
This right here, this whole he has seizures or whatever, we ain't heard nothing about no seizures until now. And you don't bring medication, you don't bring drugs to the courthouse, you don't bring drugs to the jail. He want to go see the jail nurse and get evaluated and get all his necessary medications from the dispensary. But no, we're not going to accept like, oh, he has this to try to buy some sympathy from us. No, he knew good and goddamn well what he was doing, okay? So no.
We know Karmelo from the courtroom, but tell us, who is he? What kind of person is he? What kind of son is he at home?
He is a wonderful son. He's a wonderful student.
That'd be good, so he could get a jail job.
3.7 GPA, worked 2 jobs.
I'm sorry, baby, for cutting you off. He was actually taking online classes during all of this and still held a great GPA going through this traumatic time.
You see his weird angle. He's not arm around her or nothing, as if, he got somebody else to say, look, don't be all up on her.
He was a kid, if I didn't say it, he was a captain of his track team, football team. He was working 2 jobs. He actually saved the kid's life. That the mom, he jumped in the pool, and saved the kid's life, which was amazing. I didn't know how great he was until this tragic.
I just think that this was doctored up to make him sound like a super child, which he wasn't, okay?
At home, he loves cooking, whether it's in the kitchen,
had the knives,
outside, grilling. He makes the best hibachi.
Have the knives.
He loves running routes.
Running away from crime scenes.
Which we were, before all this, we were a family that basically stayed to ourselves. We were very close knitted. My wife's at home. She stays at home.
So his wife is a stay-at-home wife, but on a Saturday at a track meet, you couldn't go and support your child if he's this great and excelling in all of these sports, captain of this, captain of that, but however, you were not there to support your child. Like, what is your other job? You should have been guardian of your children, supervising your children, in charge of your children at all times if your job is stay-at-home wife.
The reality of this is that somebody literally walked in his life. Mm-hmm. No, literally walked into his life.
He walked into the damn tent. Do you get it? He walked into somebody else's tent, okay? Nobody went to mess with him.
He did everything by the law, and look where we at.
So murder, he put his hands on me. To me, this sounds like advice from his mother. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who have heard this before, where mothers or mammies are like, if somebody put their hands on you, you fuck them up. And that's exactly what happens. Someone put their hands on you to move you out of their situation. You fuck them up. Now you fucked up. So this whole he put his hands on me sounds like advice from his mother. And I use that word loosely.
Were you guys at the event, at that track meet on April 2nd?
No, we were not. I was actually supposed to go to the track meet, but the weather was so bad, I just stayed home. It's like, Mama, don't come, just stay home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was gonna do dirty. Mama, don't come, I'm gonna do some dirty shit. So, but if the weather is so bad to where you stay home, shouldn't all your children stay home? That makes zero sense. And so she's trying to clean it up now, and she's about to do some crying, but it's bullshit.
When did you hear the news?
Here you go, wiping them tears again.
I was actually in a work meeting, and when she first called me, I thought it was because it was right after April Fools. I was like, oh, y'all playing this, because he doesn't, this is not him. Yeah. So I was on, oh, you playing, all right, whatever. But she was like, no, he was involved in the stabbing. So when we heard that, I didn't know what happened.
If your son was this involved in sports, it's quite common that fathers are on the coaching staff. It's very common for fathers to be involved with their sons. If they are this talented, show this much promise to have a future in athletics and things like that, the father will be present. And I don't believe that. I don't believe this here.
A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. Mm-hmm. It's just now, it's like harder now. I got to fight to get the truth out. He basically had to get the book thrown at him, 35 years.
The lies. The truth is out there, God. The truth is out there. It has been presented as evidence, witness testimony, eyewitness accounts, expert testimony, evidence collected at the scene, body cam, field cameras. The truth is out there, guy. Y'all lies are being diminished because y'all lies were temporary. Be lie. Okay, be lie.
They manipulate us with a smile. They act as if they cared, but they really didn't. When they win the jury selection, we seen all the people with the jury selection. I was like, baby, this is not right. But my wife is the type of person. I'm not gonna just say us. We're both the type. We try to be positive. Hey, we're not gonna look at it. That's not what it is. That's not us.
Bullshit. There's a song called Trial Time by Mr. Biggs. And the lyrics go, get your 12 white folks and take that shit to trial. And that's exactly what happened here. There were Black jurors that were selected. However, they disqualified themselves by saying they could not just look at the evidence alone and be neutral, weigh the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, and find in favor of the prosecution or the defendant. They showed that they could not do that. And then in addition, many people don't want to get involved with this because it's wildfire. It's all over the world. But many people are like, look, I still got to live here. I still got to raise my family here in this county. I still have to teach. I heard one thing saying the Black jurors were excluded because they were educators. They were in the ISD in Texas. Yeah, many people say, look, this is my job. This is where I work. Word would get out like, hey, this teacher testified. He get found guilty. Whatever. Nobody want that on them. Don't want that trouble. But also, too, they admitted that they could not just look at the facts alone, take their personal feelings and emotions out of it, and deliver a fair verdict. Here's a story. When I was a police officer, I was selected for jury duty. Guess what? I couldn't serve on a jury because, it would look as though me being a police officer for that city, that I am going to favor the prosecution just because I work so closely with them to defend cases and things like that, or with officers, or I may come in there with this belief that, hey, I know more or add more to what the evidence is. So it was quite right that I got excluded from jury duty. I wish they would stop harping on this. Stop it. They disqualified themselves. No, there's not a violation because they were not excluded because they were Black. So stop it. Okay, stop this bullshit. Get over it.
I even went to some Black attorneys. They're like, oh, you need a white attorney to go out there to fight out there. Remember they was telling us that? They kept telling us that. So everybody like, why y'all there? Everybody was telling us, okay. So then when we get it, they basically tossed them over.
This guy is not that bright. He is not that bright. He's just rambling a bunch of bullshit. The fact that, someone found him good enough to procreate with, it's beyond me. It was an open and closed case because, one, the defendant, Mr. K. Anthony, spontaneous utterance, confessed to the crime. You had a crime. You had motive, opportunity. You also had a victim. You had a body. And you had a confession, which was not forced. They can't say, oh, they beat a confession out of them or they making up the confession because it was on body cam footage. I said it in my original video. That was a spontaneous utterance. They didn't have to hook one to a lie detector, which I didn't use polygraphs because it's not admissible in court. But he confessed that he did it. You had witnesses, eyewitnesses. The way that it was broken down and explained in the police report, the witnesses were secluded. Their phones were held on to so that no one could manipulate or, they could get their story straight. Everyone had their own independent story, and the ages ranged from students to adults, including the officers, including the body cam footage, including the medics who testified or may have provided a report or testified about what they observed when they got to the scene. It was open and shut. Therefore, these Black attorneys didn't want their names attached to a losing case. When you have things like this, it's wins and it's losses. If there is a good case where, let's say, Karmelo's case, it was going to be an L. It was going to be a loss. The only good thing that'll probably come out of it is some internet, notoriety. Hey, you presented this case, whatever. But I was told by attorneys, if there's a case that they know they're going to lose, the client is going to pay. They're going to get compensated to take that L. What attorneys want is wins on their records. They want wins. Just like a team, you don't want to take a lot of losses. You want wins. You want to, properly argue your case and, get those convictions if you're on that side, or get those acquittals if you're on the other side. But yeah, you finally found somebody who said, look, yeah, I'll take this money for this L, and that's what you got. You can't blame nobody.
So do you believe your son received a fair trial?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're going to keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Here go the tears. They just can't take a L.
We want our children to do better, right? We look at our YNs. This wasn't a YN. So what we gonna do about this not YN?
So if y'all don't know about the YN, young nigga, and this is the second time I said this word on my channel, but I said it before when I reviewed and interviewed the wonderful book Over My Shoulder, Condemnation of the Goddamned Nigger by Dr. Neil N. Jackson, and I've used it a second time. So that's what that means. But when no one said that Mr. K. Anthony was a YN.
We could make more YNs. Now you got a kid, like I just told you, everything that we're telling you right now is verified. 2 jobs with the HEB Foot Locker. That's who came to the buying him. His GPA, he still graduated through all this. He still graduated high school.
He should not have been allowed to graduate. You bring a concealed weapon onto school grounds and commit a murder. He should not have been allowed to graduate. He should have been expelled and forced to get a GED.
But everybody want to go through, it's kind of a circle thing, which I understand. But I realized through this, black entertainment is going to have to be, a black network is going to have to be done, because I'm looking for people who would never understand.
He is real immature. He got rubber bands on his arm. And that's one stupid thing. It's a real trashy hood thing where, rubber bands count my money, but take that shit off. Take that shit off, guy. Okay? It looks stupid and you look immature, along with them damn glasses and that stupid ass shirt.
And they had pictures with his grandmother.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about the grandmother of Mr. K. Anthony, where she outside yelling racist.
So we thinking that the jury is going to notice that. But they already had their mind made up when they sat in that courtroom. Their mind was made up already.
How big of a role do you guys believe that race?
Oh, this fucking tissue. Ma'am, your actions in the courtroom, you and your husband's actions in this courtroom played a part in the jury's mindset as well. Had you shown remorse as a mother, one who births life, you had no sympathy or no feelings for the mother of Austin Metcalf, like mother to mother, no remorse, like, look, her baby's not coming home all because of my crotch fruit. Your crotch fruit started this whole thing. If he had to stay his ass out that tent, not had a concealed weapon in his backpack, this wouldn't happen, okay? But it's yo wild fucking crotch fruit running up here knifing up people that caused this. But you want to sit up here and keep crying and people and my child, my baby, just it's ridiculous. So your nasty attitude played a part in that courtroom.
We was in a pretty blessed community. That's why
you were in the safest place, but your crotch fruit brought a concealed weapon to a track meet and murdered someone.
We was supposed to be in the safest place.
It was safe before your child got there, but hopefully y'all have moved out that area and it's safe again, because no one should have to go through that and experience that at a track meet.
The family is saying now, I just got a message, they saying they were robbed. Now they were robbed. Now, mind you,
they as in the Metcalf family?
I just got this thing just popped up saying people are robbed.
So if you know that these terrible things are happening to the family that your crotch fruit victimized, why aren't you using this time on the Breakfast Club and any other platform you get on CBS News to tell people to stop and respect the family that your son victimized? That will hold a lot of weight if you just say, look, they're grieving. Leave them people alone. Stop it. But you're not doing that. I'm pretty sure that, I speculate that y'all are loving this behind the scenes. And it gives y'all a chance to say, well, they're doing it to us too. They doing it. Who is they?
It was so bad to where it pushed him out the way. Because he's some pretty big kids. They're real big. They're bigger than me, actually.
Let's get over this size thing for a minute, okay? They keep on talking about, the Metcalf boys, they're so big, they're so this. Karmelo Anthony and Austin and Hunter Metcalf were also football players, also on the track team, also at 6 feet or above, And they keep on saying that Carmelo Anthony is 130 pounds. 130 pounds at 6 feet is anorexic. That's not even humanly possible. Not even if he ran cross country. That's not possible. Stop with that stupid ass lie. You can see his weight on his booking arrest report, and then you can also see his weight on the athletic website as well. And I believe the heaviest weight they had him at was around 160. You can probably say 170 ish. Okay, and that's all muscle. That's all muscle. Athletes, all muscle. If you ever went to a track meet, ever went to a football game, ever went to anything in high school where you see competitors and athletes, they, especially young ones, chiseled, building muscle. But they're trying to play the deceased Mr. Austin Metcalf and his brother Hunter as if they were already on the NFL. Stop this shit. They're around the same build, okay? This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to keep trying to play him as some anorexic little runt, which he wasn't. Okay, and as you can see, when he was in contact, he was taller than a police officer. Okay, taller than the officer who arrested him. So cut this shit out talking about the size and pretty big kids. Yours was too. But the fact of the matter is, your crotch fruit had a concealed weapon and committed a murder.
That's why they came up with the narrative that he
Was running.
yeah, he threw the knife. When he threw it, he didn't throw the knife. His hand was cut. So it's a lot that when if you the video show, if you ever been on high school bleachers, you're not on the stairs. You know how you try to walk. So imagine trying to run up, he fell. So what you think fell? He only went up. They caught it in three bleachers. It was like three bleachers up. It was three bleachers up. So when you could see him get up. You could tell he dropped it. Then he stood up. He didn't know where to go. Then he ran down, fell, and they was coming after him. He ran around and ran to a coach.
So, lying. I didn't see a fall, but here's one thing that he's glossing over. Mr. Drew Anthony said that Mr. Carmelo Anthony's hand was cut. He didn't throw the knife. His hand was cut. When you see the folding knife, it was half open, half closed, or whatever. You mean to tell me that he drew this knife and he stabbed Mr. Metcalf so hard in the chest that the knife folded and cut him? That's how hard Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest. Yet these stupid motherfuckers don't see nothing wrong with it, still making excuses. He didn't throw the knife. His hands was cut. The jury saw that too. And the jury was not stupid. They put that together too. He snuffed them. He did it dirty to where Austin Metcalf didn't even have a chance to defend himself and get defensive wounds. He just straight sneak attacked on him like that. That's some bullshit. He deserves every single day of those 35 years. Every fucking day.
He said it in court yesterday. Forgot. He said that they told my son to look at me when I'm talking to you.
Who said that?
The dad, the son. Both of them said, look at me while we talk to you. Like, oh, it's gonna come out. They said, look at me while we talk to you. What? Yeah,
the dad, Metcalf's father, said that to Carmelo.
And the son. The son came out. The son came out. He eventually got on the stand for the impact statement,
So you're complaining that while Mr. Jeffrey Metcalf and Mr. Hunter Metcalf are giving their victim impact statement, they ask Mr. Carmelo Anthony to make eye contact with them while they give their statement. So he's already been proven guilty, convicted of murder, but yet at the sentencing, he couldn't even face this grieving father and his twin brother. That's a punk. He gonna hold his head down all the time. If you can do all that, take that life, but you can't be man enough to look them in the eye, that says a lot about the man, the male that you raised. Okay,
they told us go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to white attorney. No white attorney to set them up. pushed him. Hey, here you go.
Get your 12 white folks and take that shit to trial.
So that picture they painted, the houses and the cars, that was the other side. That wasn't us. We just couldn't say nothing. And then we did say something. It was like, oh, whatever. Yeah, don't go live. Hey, don't do this. Don't say this. Hey, people gonna say what they gonna say. So that's what. So no matter what we did, we was losing.
It was a lose battle. You felt like it was a lose battle. Yeah.
Y'all said a lot. Jeffrey Metcalf was under a gag order. Y'all weren't. Y'all had press conferences and wanted to make a show, still posting on social media. Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, guy? That's the lie, okay? Be lie.
When the verdict came down, what was the first thought that went through your head?
I feel my son. I feel like the way he read that verdict, it was like, just, yeah, hey, yeah, as such and such, yeah, he's found guilty. It was just comfortable.
Yeah, he was neutral.
I told my attorney, like, yeah, we know. The hell you mean you know? But I didn't, if I act up, I'm the emotional black man. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, look at him. Then it would have been on breaking news. Oh, he done flashed out. Oh, look that's how they had it. We got him.
We can see that your son followed in your example. I want to act up. You good and goddamn grown. Why are you acting up? Control yourself, guy. Your children are watching. Your children are following in your awful example and getting 35 years in prison for murder. Let me show you how this interview ends.
The justice system not for us. They can't say we did anything out of what we was told. We follow all the instructions and we follow the law. It just don't work for us.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to the people who say
he's calling now?
Okay.
He's calling now.
Take it.
Thank God. This was an absolute shit show. They're getting absolutely roasted in the comments. Someone says this may be the best case of perpetual victimhood I've ever come across. The lack of accountability is jarring. To hear them speak, you would think their son was the one killed. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Every opportunity should have been used to make amends with the Metcalf family. Every opportunity should have been used to express your deepest sympathies, your deepest sorrows for what happened and how you want to prevent an incident like this from happening in the future. I love that, people are being vocal about this. This is a major psyop. This is a mass play on emotions, misinformation, trying to get people to go wild in the summer of 26. Negative. There were some useful idiots out there outside the courthouse. There's useful idiots online. And I'm proud to say that I have broken away. I have dissented from the cult of useful idiots. It's crazy. I'll include more on what I found out, what I've studied on cults for the past 2 years, and how it's really opened my eyes to a lot of things, because this cannot keep happening every couple of years. I just want to say thank you to those who have been supportive in my content, supportive in me going against the grain, and supportive of others going against the grain as well. I totally respect that you might remain silent, because that's one of the things that happens in cults. The cult members are trained to attack the dissenters, those who challenge the leader, or whatever it is up at the top, who go a different direction. So yeah, I salute y'all. I thank you, and I welcome those who may watch this video, who may have watched this video to leave me a nasty comment. But however you listen, you're open-minded, and you see things the way I had to come to see them. Like, hey, we're being manipulated, okay? They bank off of our destruction, our dysfunction. So don't play into that. I'll be back to talk about the, The View, as it has come out, The View has a lot of misinformation as usual, but in particular about this that was really damning, as well as, and come back with my thoughts on Mr. Jeff Metcalf's interview with Sarah is Censored and Sippy Cup over on Rumble. I'm gonna go listen to all 3 hours of that, and I'll come back with you with my viewpoints, my commentary, and anything else that comes up. This case has been evolving so quickly, and yes, I'm just glad that if I'm not saying anything, there are tons of other content creators who are speaking out as well and putting out great content. I love all the new channels I've subscribed to, love all the new subscribers I have, the messages I've received. So thank you, and I'll see y'all on the next video.